Happy Monday, mamas. So today I just have had something on my mind that is something I know all moms deal with in varying degrees, I'm sure, depending on, you personally, depending on your life circumstances, even for a period of time, whatever it is, it varies. But I know it's something all moms deal with. So what I want to talk about today is dealing with overwhelm. It can happen to anybody. It happens to all of us, but I feel like with motherhood, it's a little bit easier to start feeling those feelings of being overwhelmed, because regardless of what else is going on in your life, you always have motherhood along with the rest of life. And motherhood is amazing and it's wonderful and it's a lot. It's a lot of work. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, first of all, just know that's normal. It's okay. But also know that there are a lot of tools out there to help you, and people that love you and things like that. But I want to talk about the tools that I personally love and use, and hopefully you can find some benefit there. So the first one I want to talk about is just it's a really good one for people who are beginning with oils, who are just kind of getting started. It's Serenity. So it's one of my favorite oils. It's one of the very first ones that I started using when I found doTERRA. And it's great for a lot of things. It can help with sleep. It can help if you're feeling anxious. It can just help, just bring you a little bit down and calm and things like that. But along with that, it's very helpful for overwhelm. And one of the reasons is because when you're feeling overwhelmed, a lot of the time, you get that like heartbeat racing, it's an overly stressed response in your body. And so in order to calm your body back down and get you back into a better state rather than being overwhelmed, you need things that they kind of bring you back down and center you and ground you and bring that calm feeling to you. And Serenity is awesome for that. It's a blend of oils that doTERRA created that's its focus. It's called the Restful Blend, which obviously if your body's in this hyper stressed state and overwhelmed, rest is good. Even if it's, not taking a nap kind of rest, but just rest for your body and your emotions. So Serenity is awesome for that. You can diffuse it. It's great for diffusing. You can rub it on. You can rub it on your wrists. You can rub it on your heart. You can rub it on the bottom of your feet. There's a spot behind your ear. If you feel there's like a bump and then a little indent, you can put it in that spot. That's great for emotional oils. So it's awesome. I feel like it should be in every single house, but I do feel that way about most of the oils. So Serenity, awesome. Another one is Aroma Touch, which is our massage blend. I don't know why it's not focusing. There we go. It's our massage blend, but what do you think of when you think of massages? They're calming to the body. They help center you. They help rejuvenate you, which are all the things you want if you're feeling overwhelmed. And Aroma Touch just kind of amplifies those things, whether you're doing it with a massage, which, I don't know, maybe you could talk your husband or boyfriend or somebody into give you a nice back massage with Aroma Touch, and it would be even better. But even if you can't, it just amplifies those feelings of, calm and rejuvenation and things that a massage does. So again, another blend that doTERRA has made that is awesome. Two other really good ones are Tangerine and Red Mandarin. So our citrus oils, all of the citrus oils, are very uplifting. They're good for, cheering you up and just making you feel lighter and, just happier and better, those are all opposite emotions to feeling overwhelmed, because overwhelm is a very low emotion. It's not an emotional state that anybody wants to stay in. It happens, but it's not somewhere we want to camp out, So anything that is going to be an opposite emotion that's going to counteract those feelings is great. So to be, cheerful and uplifting and happy, that's what we want, and citrus oils are really good for that. But especially when we're talking about overwhelming those specific negative feelings, Tangerine and Red Mandarin are both extremely good for that. So these can be used the same way as the other two, as far as like diffusing or rubbing them on and things like that. But because these are citrus oils, if you want, you can also ingest them. So you can just put some in your water. If you're into teas and things, I love to put citrus oils in my tea. It just kind of amplifies those flavors, so it's really good for that. You could even just put it in a soft gel and take it. You could do a combination. You could take it in your tea and rub some on, and then, you know, a little bit later diffuse some, whatever you want. But they're really great that way. Another one is digestin. And digestin is great because it's an oil that helps with assimilation. So it was intended for your digestive system, but because of all the amazing oils in it, it can also be used emotionally, which is really cool, and is something that I'm still learning about and is new to me, and I think is fascinating and awesome. But it's the oil of assimilation, and the reason that that's extremely helpful for overwhelm, or can be extremely helpful for overwhelm, is because sometimes overwhelm is because something in your life isn't assimilating the best way. And I mean, with motherhood, oh my gosh, what a huge adjustment you're making, especially in the new beginning stages of motherhood. That's a huge thing that you have to assimilate to. I mean, it's this whole new life that you are living as a mother. Your focus and your thoughts and everything are now completely different than they used to be, focused on this tiny little human that you now care for. If there's, you know, ever a time that you need some support in assimilating to something in your life, that is definitely one of them. So when you think of overwhelm now, think of digestin. It's really great for that. And because it's digestin, obviously you can take it internally, rub it on, diffuse it, whatever you feel like works best for you. Another great one is yarrow pom. Now, yarrow pom is one that I've recently been falling in love with because it is so good for your skin. But energetically speaking and emotionally speaking, what yarrow pom is good for is energetic safety. And so, I mean, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you can see how you might not emotionally be feeling safe or something along those lines. And yarrow pom is a powerful, powerful oil that is really good for that. So if that, if you feel like that, you know, energetic, unsafe, unstableness is where your overwhelm may be coming from, then yarrow pom would be a really good one for you to try. And it can be, you know, taken internally, and it can be used topically. You can diffuse it. It's not my very favorite smell, but you can. If you like it better than me, then that's perfect. Taking it internally, I personally hate the taste, so if I'm going to take it internally, I'm going to put it in one of those little empty soft gels, but I know people who it doesn't bug, so that's great too. You can even just put it right under your tongue, let it absorb, which you can do with a lot of oils. I love to do it with frankincense, but it's really great that way. The last one that I want to talk about is basil. So for overwhelm, basil is super duper awesome because it is the oil of renewal. And if there is a time you need to feel renewed, I'm going to say overwhelmed. When you're feeling overwhelmed is going to be that time, because overwhelmed is just such a heavy, yucky emotion. So to be able to feel renewed and revitalized and things like that is important. It's really important to counteract that and get out of that negative space of feeling overwhelmed. And in my handy dandy emotions and essential oils book that I love, I just wanted to read this little thing about basil that it says. It says the symptoms of exhaustion identify in a lot of different ways, and they can be improved with basil. It improves being overwhelmed and the inability to cope with life's stressors. And I think that that's huge because, I mean, sometimes we're coping well, things are going good, life is just, we're dealing with all this stuff, and maybe nothing significant changes in your life. You know, you're still working, you still got your baby, you're still doing all that stuff, but just something about it gets heavy and you're not coping as well anymore. And so basil is really good to help revitalize and renew you in that way. So I know that's a lot of different oils, but I just want to make sure that you knew there were a lot of really good options out there. And if maybe one doesn't work so great for you, you don't get the results you thought you were going to get, that there are other options that you can use, and I know you'll fall in love with them. They're so great. They're the best tool I've found for managing all of the craziness of motherhood, but especially the hard emotions. So I hope that helps you. I hope you have an awesome day and an awesome week, and I love you all.